All right, welcome back to the channel, My Dullest Addiction. My name is Steve, and good to have you back. This video, I've decided, somebody asked me a question. I'm going to pick up from the last video. Last video, I did like a live cook-up of just an idea I had, and just step by step, live going through the tracks and just developing it. Some of it was painful. Some of it came pretty easy. It just happens. It's the creative process, you all know. But we got through it, and we ended up with a full like chorus, everything, and the kitchen sink into it, and it went a little bit like this. And from that, I decided that we were going to do what they call, or what I've come to learn to be the subtractive approach of like just creating a song out of one sequence. It's pretty easy. You can get creative with it, and by doing a number of things. Number one, taking everything and the kitchen sink, and then copying that sequence a few times for how many sections of music you think you're going to use, and then go through those sequences and take things out. You can even add things on over top that weren't in the last version. Add some more things, take them away, change the feel, create a really big breakdown, a verse, a bridge, a chorus, things like that. And someone said, well, geez, how do you do that? So I just, I touched on it briefly. So that's what this video is about. And recreated that everything and the kitchen sink sequence. I don't even have a name for this song, but it is an original song. So I know pretty confident I'm not going to get copyright infringements or something on YouTube here. So what we're going to do and is going to go through this. I have the chorus demo sequence on my sequence number 4. Okay. So what I will do immediately is I'm going to go to that line. Because of course we all know here's a sequence, here are all the tracks to the sequence, and these are the programs for each of the tracks, or the sounds that are assigned there. Sounds, samples, and audio if you so incline. So at this point, I've got an 8-bar sequence. I'm going to hit the pencil key, which is an edit, and I'm going to make a copy of that sequence right down here in the corner of the screen, and I'm going to choose that. Say, oh, you want to copy sequence number 4 and copy it over to sequence number 5. And I'll say, yes, do it again. And so we'll do that. And in fact, I'm going to do that again. Sequence 5, let's go over to 6. Let's just work with 3 sections. Chorus, I know we're going to do. And we're going to maybe do an intro, maybe a verse. I do have other versions of it already programmed from the last video. Those may even come to play. But let's go back to the main screen. So here is, let me highlight this. Here is sequence 4, which is what I just played for you. But if I go to sequence 5, I've got the same thing there, and I've already copied it there. Okay? So we've got these 3 to work with. So the most obvious and simplest thing to do is go ahead and take some tracks away and automate that, record that. So this is how I do it. There's several workflows, and the mutes are real simple, but you can automate everything. Not only the track mutes. If I were to go into menu and go, well, let's make sure we're using, let's say, we'll use the number 5 sequence. As maybe we're going to work on like an intro, just kind of build it up to bring it into the intro. So I'm stuck on there. I'll go to menu, I'll go to track mute, and we'll just keep it real simple because this can go even deeper. In fact, if I were in main, like sequence 1 is the drums, I could go in my menu and pad mute here, and I could set that whole intro up to only have certain pads being played. And I think we'll do that now. We're just going to set that sequence up and mute. You can either use the screen or the pads. So a lot of times I found myself hitting the screen stuff. So when I look at what's being played as they're being actuated here on their screen, I can see there is, there's an extra kick in there I have for effect. So I'm going to get rid of that kick, I'm going to tap the pad. I know I had a triangle here, and I don't think I really want the snare on a breakdown intro, and finger snaps aren't really necessary. So let's start that. Actually, you know what? We're going to cover that in a minute. We'll go back to menu, get track mute. So let's say I'm going to just do the drums. Let's take that bass out. We don't need the strings or that bell lead. We may come in here with, let's see what this sounds like. Let's take the piano up. So that's like a Rhodes and the pad. I bring that in. Bass. Yeah, we could probably do something like that. So we will leave these out. Those three there. The drums will be out. We will keep, I don't know if we should do just the Rhodes and the pads. That sounds kind of nice. Or do we want just the piano? Something acoustic with that nice swell pad. All right, let's do that. We're gonna, as it's set up here, we've got the drums, the bass, the Selena strings, the bell lead, and the Rhodes muted initially. I just go into overdub here, and it's going to record my muting stuff. So we're going to open up just like this, maybe for 4 bars of the 8. You have the Rhodes. Going to hit a bass on the other half. And that's what I'm going to do. So watch the screen on the mutes. It should play back and actuate them, turn them on, just the way I recorded them. Rhodes comes in. Bass. Drums. Okay. And then it'll go back because I've not set it up. Let's check that out and how that sounds going into there real quick. We'll play it, and I'll put it down to number 4, which is everything plus the kitchen sink, like a chorus. Let's hear how that transition sounds. All right, I'm happy with that for this demonstration. I'm happy with that. And the beauty of this is you can get real creative. Try it. If you don't like it, we've got our trusty undo button. Boom, start all over again. And so we have that. Let's go, and I think we did it number 6 as well. Yep, there it is. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that. I am going to, let's see. Let's do this. Let's break it down. And actually, let's go to our pencil, which is our edit for the sequence. Open that up, and we're going to make it a 16 bar. Make 2 halves of a verse there. So I'm going to hit double the length. And, okay, let's get out of that to the main. You can see right here in the corner, it changed this to 16 bar sequence. If I go back to number 5, that's an 8 bar. Number 4, our original, is an 8 bar as well, but that is 16 because we're going to break it down on a verse. This is where I'm going to set up the drums a little bit differently too. This is how flexible the MPCs are these days. So I'll go to the pad mute. Well, first, you have to make sure that you're on those drums, and pad mute makes sense. So I will take things out like this real busy triangle part, that extra kick. I won't want the snares, and yeah, I think I'll leave that one bass and a little 808 type of bass thing I'm going to be playing there. And we will take out this accented hi-hat. I have 2 hi-hats playing there. So we'll just go down to 1. We'll keep I think it's every measure on the 4, or every other measure on the 4. And go back here. We're going to be playing with some track mutes again. And I am going to take the strings and the bell lead out again. I'm just going to let that bass play and the pad. So this is what, say, a verse breakdown would be, and we'll add some things to it as well. Yeah. Usually a little space there. Coming up on the 8th bar, we'll maybe bring in okay, so I inadvertently took all the drums out there, so I don't like that. So I'm just going to undo that. Let's see, and it undid everything. So I will go back, double that length. We're back to 16. And I do believe that let's just check the pad mutes, make sure everything's muted the way I wanted it on the drum kit. They are. And then go to track mute. We'll start. Yeah, that piano. Here we go. Recording these mutes now. Okay. I might even, let's listen to that. I'm gonna play with a couple other things here that I kind of thought were cool. Let's make sure this is played. Here we go. I think we'll do that. We're going to do that. Let's hit overdub and record it. Now we're going to record more notes, something that wasn't in the chorus or anything. So here we go. Okay. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Let's go back here. Let's start at 4. And that's our chorus. I forget. Okay, so this is our intro. All taken from one single sequence. little 8-bar chorus music. This is what we just did. Remember, this is 16 bars, easily done just by hitting the 2 times length in the edit mode on the sequence line. Yeah, back to a chorus. I think that's nice. That's nice. And so it's so easy just to record those mutes and reset up the pad configuration of the drum parts, so you're not having, taking more than a kitchen sink out of it, and just creating a better, different feel for these breakdowns and stuff like that. I did it previously on some other things. Give a quick listen to, here is the former intro. Can't even remember what that was. Oh, I see we started out a little bit differently. Okay. And then from there, on a song note, I took it to a full chorus. We know what that is, but the first breakdown was a little bit different, and I think I even added some extra other parts, guitar and stuff. So let's give it a listen. Oh yeah, real minimalistic. I'm going to take this to the other breakdown that I believe we just did. Yeah. Way different feel. Now remember, we don't have any guitar in this either, so. Set up. I'm just turning the dial at the sequence, so we're going to go into just the kitchen sinkhole chorus. Yeah. So you can see how we could chain these together, and in the next video I'm going to show you how we just kind of go through and put it all in song mode. All this type of here are all the things that we've created sequence-wise to be different parts, and how we're going to get to this point, line them up, and just do some more experimentation. Real super flexible. That's what's great about the MPC as well. I keep going on and on. Every time I turn the corner and do something, I'm like, wow, that was really easy. Really easy. So next video, well, actually, let's just do this real quick. So we started with number 4 with the kitchen sink, and we just did everything with the pencil, and everything is right here to copy. Maybe you want to double the length of one. You want a 16-bar thing, a first and second half, or a first half of a verse, and then a bridge leading into the chorus. Just by hitting things, you can transpose things. If you didn't want a part in, you just clear a part. You could bounce something to sample if you found you were running out of plugins to use, which I've done in experimentation. Where wow, I really didn't want to fall out of. I wanted to use a little more sounds on Fabric XL and all of the studio strings, things that take up a lot of memory. And so I just said, well, you know what? I'm committed to that part. I like it. Let's just bounce it to a sample. And then there you go. I got an audio track. I could assign it to pads, whatever. A bunch of stuff here. A bunch of stuff. So that about covers it for making one song out of one sequence. Who would have thought, right? How easy that is. Next one, we're going to show you how to actually take all these fragments from that one sequence and build them up in an order to just make all these transitions, and you don't have to be flipping switches. You just line them up, record it in there, save it, and just push play, and go. All right, thanks for stopping by again. We will see you on the flip side with the next video. Thanks for joining us. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, leave a question. If there's something you want to cover, please leave a comment. I'm more than happy to entertain that thought. And hey, keep making music, everybody. Keep making that music.